Hi guys, Milner here and welcome back to the channel for yet another tutorial. I think this is coming on to my 10th one now, and I was asked by Hawks the OG to do a tutorial on my Charleston shop. I don't have that build anymore, so I've had to watch my own video to remind myself how to build it, and if anything I've probably built it better this time round. So let's get into this. So we're building just here behind Charleston train station. I originally learnt this little location from TNG on one of the tutorials he done. I will link it in the video as well. And I do like to do a shop build, so I thought why not come down here and give it a go myself. So you're keeping it nice and tight to that Nuka-Cola wall, and I've gone 3x2 foundations and just placing down some walls. A lot of these walls at the beginning are just going to be temporary, so we can get height for our posts. You'll see exactly what I mean in a minute. So I'm using these wavy willard stone posts, and I'm going to stack them 3 high, and then you can just go ahead and blueprint them just to make it easier. Right, so with our blueprint we're going to place down 6 in total, and then grabbing the buddy system we're going to merge these down. Now we want these to be poking out the front of the build, so this bit takes a little bit of time, and we're going to just roughly place it on the front of there. And what we're aiming for is to get the bottom of that cap down to the top of that wall, something like that. This whole part of the build is probably the slowest and most painful part to do, because it takes a little bit of time. Basically I'm putting these posts on the floor rather than on the foundations, because we need to move the front of the foundations around, do internal walls, and with the posts being there you get all sorts of intersecting problems and it just becomes a massive headache. So now we've roughly placed all them posts out, we're going to remove any walls that might get in the way of it, and we're going to drag these back so that they will sit into the foundation. And what we're aiming for is for the foundation to sort of hit halfway in the post. You'll sort of see what I mean in a minute. Okay, so that's roughly where you want the foundations to sit on each of these posts. And you can do the painful task of slowly pushing these all back, put the foundation in, test it, see if it sits right, move it. You'll see in a minute, it's the horrible part. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not the greatest of all public speakers. I'm not very confident in that sort of front, and the support I've been getting from you guys has been absolutely amazing. I can't thank you enough, and just to reward you from all of that, I've bought myself a new mic sort of system, so hopefully you should be able to hear my boring voice a little bit more clearer now. Enjoy. Oops, looks like I totally forgot to move this one on my way past. Yes, I don't know why I didn't merge these 2 side ones as well when I was doing the front, so maybe to save yourself some time, do that before. Now, this corner one here is probably the worst one to do, because you can't see the corner of the foundation when you're trying to place it in. It just becomes really difficult, so do the best you can. It might be that when you put the walls in a little bit, it might look a bit odd, you might have to move it around, but hopefully not. Once you're happy that you've got all the stone posts in where you want them, we can finally get the burner out and start breaking some stuff. Now that that's all broken, we can place in some of these internal walls. I'm going to leave out the front two. You'll see why in a minute, because we need to move them foundations about in a bit. And this is the part here where we can see if we've got that corner post in okay, which luckily first time round I managed to do that. So next I had to do the upper floor out of roofs because I'd done a custom made staircase, because there was just not enough room inside the build to put down a normal staircase. I'd done it all out of roofs, so we need to break all of these now. Right, so now that that's all burnt, we can place these upper walls in. And then next we want to change these into the vanilla wooden set, because when we break these they will leave like the least amount of property, so we can push things into them, if you know what I'm saying, without the game crying about any intersecting problems. Now that all of them are broken, we can chuck that foundation out of the way and then step it out by half. Over here, this one's got issues as usual, so change it over into a doorway, in which you might have to change them ones into doorways. In fact, you're probably better off moving the foundations before you burn these because yeah, sometimes this game will let you do it, sometimes it won't. If for instance you end up like this, you can just burn it again, but it's totally up to you. Next we can place in these walls, and you want to do this one top and bottom, but this one just the bottom. And I'm going to remove that first one there because I'm only going single skin all the way around this build, and that will technically be the entrance to the build. Place a temporary one in so I can put two half walls above, in which I will then struggle with trying to put this wall in because of that other wall is only half a foundation behind it. Just makes things difficult. It will go in eventually, and then we can place a temporary roof here so we can break the tie between the half walls and the wall below, get rid of that, place in a porch so we can put our stairs nice and high, get rid of that, place the foundation back, and then we can go around and slap in a few more upper walls. Right, once you've got those in, we can place in two triangles because why not? And next we're going to work on this roof. Now I've done this whole build in the responders kit, so I've put the responders roof down so I can see where it goes, and that last one, because of that stupid wall in the middle of the foundation, it's just getting in the way, so we're going to have to do a quick little walk around just so we can snap a roof in the right direction. Right, so once you can place that one in the direction we want it, you can get rid of all the temporary roof, then change this all into the old slopey boys so that we can burn them a bit easier. I'm going to place a temporary one in here, just a platform to stand on at the end so I can get all four of them burnt. Right, now that that's all toast, we can get rid of this and place in the last part of the walls, these couple of triangles. And then lastly, we're going to place this final roof. Be careful with this one that it doesn't try to snap to the burnt stuff. I mean, if it does, you can just pick it up and sort of pull it up a bit so it snaps to the triangle walls instead. Also, this little void in between these two sets of roofs is a great place to put your generators to power the camp, so it's nice and hidden. Next we're going to place in these last bits of roof, and then you can do my favourite bit, which is hit the repair button. Right, next we need to do the internal sort of posts with the upper floor that we've made out of roofs, leave that all as slopey boys, so these will place in nicely underneath. If you get any insecting problems, you might have to burn them roofs, but you should be fine. And then I'm just going to flatten these down just to make sure that the top of the post doesn't come through the floor. And once you're happy with that, you can place in these last two posts. Just keep checking off that first one to make sure you got them the right height, and then they should just snap in lovely. I've changed the carpet over here as well, just so I can place them half and half. Just makes it a little bit easier to line it up and then keep it pushed up against that wall. Now I forgot to do this one, so I had to quickly edit this bit into the video, but shh, don't tell anyone. Alright, so next I flattened all my roofs up here and completely forgot about this door won't fit in because there's no support for it. So change all these back, burn them free so we can place in a temporary set of stairs. You want a half floor off of that, and then that will create the support to hold the door. Right, with the door on lovely, you can get rid of them two, swap the door over to whatever you want, repair all the roofs, flatten them, you know, all that business. Next we're going to work on the staircase. I chose to make it out of suitcases on this one. God, it took ages. Take time because, yeah, it gave me a headache, and then had to build it again for the tutorial was bad enough. Yeah. Just keep jiggling it around, moving them, and eventually you'll get something that sort of resembles a half decent staircase. Okay, finally we've got to the right height. We can move that one out of the way, and we need to take a plain and boring rug to create a sort of bridge coming across. And then you can just pick that up and push that to one side. Grab a suitcase, just make sure you can get support all the way along. And then you can place these last few on these rugs just to finish off this custom made staircase. What the hell is going on outside? Oh look, Goldie's come to visit me. Hello buddy. Hold on a minute. Goldie, what have you done? You've killed Bert. You're a monster. Okay, now we've finished mourning Bert. Let's just jiggle these about a bit. I mean, when you come to do it, space them out better than I've done it. I've just literally thrown them down for the sake of the tutorial. Take your time, push them all about, make them look nice, unlike me. And then you can take your 3-pace post, and these should just snap through. If they don't, burn the lower suitcases and the top ones will disappear. Then you can just place these down. Right, so this is my final shop. You've got your 2 display windows there at the front. I've changed everything over into the responders kit. The posts going in it just gives it that little extra touch. And then moving on inside, we've got a nice little entrance area you can use there. I mean, it's not a big shop, but you know, you can still cram loads of shelves in. I had my vending area there, so my countertop with my like tills. Put some shelving in down the side. You can just break the posts and the shelves will clip straight in. I put a load of shelving up with just junk and display cases, and yeah, if you've seen my builds before, you know I just cram shit into every little corner. And if we move upstairs, we've got a little area up here. In this little alcovey bit here, I've done my armour benches and things like that to work on, and then out the back here you've got a little storage room. You can obviously change it into whatever you please, and yeah, that's about it really. So if you've made it this far into the video, congratulations, you've done it again. And as always, a massive thank you for all the support towards the channel. You guys are why I do it. I will keep on building them if you keep wanting them. If you're new and like what you see, please join in the fun and give us a sub too. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.